Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I am back at last from my long hiatus, and as you can see today, I'm bringing a whole new series to the channel. Not only that, but I will be running through the game while implementing a series of challenge rules as well. As you can see, we currently have the Game Boy Classic Dragon Warrior Monsters, or Dragon Quest Monsters if you actually know your lore. This game marked the beginning of the Monsters sub-series of the Dragon Quest games, and you can most liken it to that of Pokemon. But Monsters is a very different game in quite a few ways. Most notably, you play through with a team of 3 monsters as opposed to Pokemon 6, and battles are, at most, 3v3. Like Pokemon, you can also breed your monsters, but this mechanic has so much more depth to it than even modern-day Pokemon. And Dragon Quest did it first. Breeding, or synthesizing for you modern players, will be the key to victory in this challenge run. And finally, speaking of things Dragon Quest Monsters did first, your monsters follow you in the overworld. Now, as I've already said, this particular run of the game will be a challenge run, implementing, to the best of my ability, the Nuzlocke format that is super popular in Pokemon. However, given the many differences between the two games, I've had to add, remove, and tweak a few rules to make them fit better with the game we are playing. So I'm going to go ahead and display those rules on screen right now for everyone to see, and a link to them will be included in the description of the video once it is uploaded to YouTube. First and foremost, I may only obtain 1 monster per world. There are several exceptions, however. Exception 1. Boss monsters who automatically join after the battle are allowed. I may not attempt to recruit boss monsters who require meats unless no previous monsters have attempted to join me in their respective worlds. Exception number 2. Gift monsters and gift eggs are allowed. Exception number 3. In cases where a monster must be given away or forfeit in order to progress the story, I may return to the world in which I obtained them and retain the replacement. I must accept the first monster who attempts to join me in each world. Meats may be used to influence those monsters. Monsters must be named upon recruiting. Breeding is allowed, and I may utilize the NPCs who wish to breed. If a monster dies, it must be released, including during tournament battles. The exceptions to this are if a wandering NPC in a world decides to heal my party. Exception number 2, if I encounter a healing floor. Dupe's clause is in effect. That means I cannot have 2 slimes in my party or on my farm. Finally, I must clear all the worlds in the game with the sole exception of the library / the 100 monsters required floor. If, by some miracle, I have reached the 100 requisite monsters, then in the post-game I will allow myself to attempt this floor. Otherwise, it does not count for the purposes of this challenge run. Now that the rules are clearly established, let's go ahead and get back to the game. As you can see, I have named our player character Sev, as usual, and in the next episode we will get our very first monster, and with that, officially begin our Dragon Quest Monsters Dragonlocke. I want to thank everyone so much, whether you be from YouTube or Twitch, for joining me in the beginning of this new challenge, and I cannot wait to see how things go. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Have a fantastic day. Sev out.